Hello, everybody! Welcome back to ABC General Hospital Spoilers channel. Today we will learn about the issue of Kai's tumultuous journey in Port Charles and whether it's time to bid him farewell. From the moment Kai stepped into the vibrant world of Port Charles, his story sparkled with untapped potential, blending athletic prowess with budding romance. As a standout quarterback at Port Charles University, he caught everyone's eye, especially that of the artistic and resilient Trina Robinson. Introduced as her fresh romantic prospect, Kai seemed like the perfect antidote to Trina's lingering heartache over her past with Spencer Casatini. Their initial encounters were charged with friction. Trina viewed him as just another cocky athlete, while Kai dismissed her as overly serious about her gallery work. But fate had other plans. Through a series of chance meetings at campus events, including a lively art exhibit fundraiser where Kai awkwardly tried to appreciate abstract paintings, their animosity melted into affection. He introduced her to the thrill of gridiron strategies, patiently explaining plays during impromptu park sessions, complete with makeshift goalposts made from picnic blankets. In return, Trina opened his eyes to the nuances of modern art, dragging him to late-night museum tour where she dissected brushstrokes and color theories. It evolved into a heartwarming tale of opposites attracting, with shared picnics under the stars and whispered dreams of future adventures, making fans root for this unexpected duo. However, the fairy tale took a devastating detour when tragedy struck on the field. During a high-stakes game against a rival team, Kai suffered a severe knee injury that shattered his dreams of professional football glory. Doctors delivered the crushing verdict. His days of sprinting down the turf and leading victorious huddles were over for good. The emotional toll was immense. Kai grappled with a loss of identity, spending sleepless nights replaying game highlights in his mind and questioning his purpose beyond the sport. Trina, ever the supportive partner, stood by his side through the darkest moments. She organized quiet evenings at her family's home, where they pored over motivational books and even tried adaptive sports like swimming to rebuild his confidence. With her encouragement, Kai began exploring new paths, such as coaching youth teams at the local community center, where he discovered a knack for mentoring young athletes. It seemed like he was on the cusp of a meaningful reinvention, finding solace in Trina's unwavering belief in him and forging tentative bonds with her circle of friends, including Jocelyn, who shared stories of her own setbacks. Then, the plot thickened with the unexpected interference of the cunning and ambitious Drew Kane. Out of the blue, Drew, fresh off his own political maneuvers, decided to bankroll an experimental surgery for Kai, touting it as a game-changer sourced from top specialists in Europe. The procedure involved innovative stem cell therapy combined with robotic precision, promising to restore full mobility. But alarm bells rang loudly. Trina and her parents, Curtis and Portia, voiced strong objections, citing the high risks like potential nerve damage or chronic pain that could worsen his condition. They consulted with Port Charles General's orthopedic experts, who warned of unproven outcomes and long recovery periods. Ignoring their pleas, Kai, driven by a desperate hope to reclaim his athletic edge, went ahead with the operation in a sleek clinic outside town. The surgery, while initially seeming successful with early mobility tests, ultimately fell short, leaving him with lingering stiffness and dashed expectations. This setback not only strained his physical recovery but also sowed seeds of doubt in his relationships, as he began to idolize Drew as a savior figure. Attending private strategy sessions where Drew shared tales of his own comebacks from prison and business battles. The real unraveling came when Kai's loyalty to Drew crossed unforgivable lines. Despite Trina's clear discomfort with Drew's shady dealings, including his manipulative bids for power in local politics, Kai secretly fed information to his benefactor. He overheard Curtis and Portia discussing their plans to expose Drew's questionable campaign funds during a tense family dinner, where heated debates about ethics filled the air. Choosing allegiance over love, Kai slipped away to tip off Drew via a discreet late-night call, detailing the Robinsons' investigative efforts with specifics like hidden documents and potential whistleblowers. This betrayal hit Trina like a thunderbolt. She confronted him in a tearful scene at the gallery where shattered sculptures symbolized their broken trust. Declaring it the ultimate deal-breaker, She ended things decisively, leaving Kai isolated and remorseful, wandering the docks alone as he reflected on his impulsive choices. Even in the aftermath, Kai's decisions only deepened the divide. At Drew's ill-fated non-wedding ceremony, a chaotic event marred by revelations of infidelity and public scandals, Kai stood out as the sole supporter amid a sea of disapproving guests. While others whispered condemnations and stormed out, he remained composed, even extending an offer to drive Drew home in his beat-up pickup truck. Navigating the rainy streets while discussing future political aspirations. This act, coupled with Kai's new role as an aide in Drew's congressional office, handling mundane tasks like scheduling meetings and researching policy briefs, sealed his fate in Trina's eyes. Fans speculate that this blind devotion stems from gratitude mixed with a void left by his lost career, but it has alienated him from Port Charles's tight-knit community, where loyalties run deep and betrayals are not easily forgiven. With his bridges burned, Kai's future in Port Charles hangs by a thread. Lacking deep roots in the Tamo family ties, no long-standing friendships beyond his fleeting college buddy, she's now tethered to Drew, the most reviled figure around. Thanks to scandals involving embezzlement accusations and romantic entanglements that have turned public opinion sour. Inventive plot twists could redirect his arc, perhaps involving a redemption quest where he uncovers Drew's darker secrets, like hidden offshore accounts or rigged elections, leading to a whistleblower storyline. Alternatively, he might pivot to a coaching career at PCU, mentoring a new generation while grappling with personal growth through therapy sessions that explore his abandonment issues from a fictional backstory of a nomadic childhood. Yet, the outlook remains grim. Many viewers envision a poetic exit where Kai and Drew depart together for the bustling corridors of Washington, D.C., fading into the political haze. This could pave the way for fresh narratives, maybe even the triumphant return of Spencer, whose adventurous spirit and complex history with Trina still captivate audiences. Next, we will learn about the enigmatic return of Britt Westburn and the swirling mysteries surrounding her possible involvement in groundbreaking research. The dramatic reappearance of Britt Westburn on ABC General Hospital has sent shockwaves through the fanbase, unraveling a web of intrigue that had been building for months. Viewers have been glued to their screens, piecing together clues about the secretive endeavors of Professor Henry Dalton, a brilliant yet shadowy figure whose activities caught the attention of the formidable World Security Bureau WSB. It's no small feat to land on the WSB's watch list, which typically signals high-stakes operations involving international espionage or revolutionary science. Dalton's profile emerged as particularly suspicious after reports surfaced of his clandestine experiments, possibly delving into uncharted territories of medical innovation. Now, with Britt's unexpected ties to this puzzle coming to light, the storyline has exploded into a labyrinth of unanswered queries. Fans are buzzing about her potential role, speculating that she might have faked her death to dive deeper into Forbidden's research, perhaps collaborating with underground networks of scientists who operate beyond ethical boundaries. This revelation has heightened the suspense, as Britt's history of bold, sometimes reckless decisions like her past alliances with criminal elements makes her the perfect candidate for such a covert operation. Delving into the heart of the mystery, many are wondering if Britt's connection to Dalton revolves around developing a cure for Huntington's disease, a cruel genetic affliction that has haunted her life. Before her supposed demise, Britt was grappling with the early manifestations of the illness, including involuntary tremors and subtle cognitive slips that began interfering with her surgical precision at General Hospital. Inherited from her notorious father, Caesar Faison, whose own descent into madness was exacerbated by the disease, Britt's diagnosis hit her like a freight train, forcing her to confront a future of progressive deterioration. She confided in her closest ally, Jason Morgan, during intimate late-night conversations in dimly lit safe houses, where she poured out her fears about losing her independence and the vibrant life she had fought so hard to build. Jason, with his stoic demeanor and protective instincts, became her rock, helping her research experimental treatments and even arranging discreet consultations with specialists from afar. The tension escalated when a mysterious courier delivered a package from Dalton containing detailed lab reports and genetic blueprints that left Britt visibly distraught, her face paling as she scanned pages filled with complex DNA sequences and trial data. This reaction hints at dissatisfaction with the progress, perhaps because the proposed therapy involved risky gene editing techniques that could backfire, amplifying symptoms rather than alleviating them. Tying it all together, the involvement of Huntington's makes perfect sense, given Britt's personal stake. But the WSB's interest adds a layer of complexity. This research have dual applications, like weaponizing genetic modifications for covert operations. Professor Dalton's backstory only deepens the enigma, as his path to Port Charles was paved with secretive moves that scream hidden agendas. Initially flagged by the WSB for suspicious activities, Dalton conducted preliminary animal trials in a high-tech lab nestled in the hills of California, where he reportedly tested neural regenerative compounds on rodents, observing remarkable recoveries from simulated degenerative conditions. These experiments, shrouded in non-disclosure agreements and funded by anonymous benefactors, raised red flags when whispers of ethical violations such as unauthorized genetic tampering leaked to intelligence circles. His abrupt transfer to Port Charles University PCU remains baffling on the surface, but Britt's long-standing roots in the town, including her tenure at the hospital and family connections, suggest it was no coincidence. Perhaps Dalton chose PCU for its state-of-the-art biotech facilities, disguised as an academic haven, where he could blend in among professors while accessing cutting-edge equipment like advanced CRISPR tools for precise DNA alterations. Inventive theories posit that Britt orchestrated this relocation, using her influence to secure him a position, maybe even setting up a hidden lab in the university's basement levels, complete with biosecure vaults and round-the-clock surveillance to evade prying eyes. This setup aligns perfectly with her desperate quest for a cure, transforming PCU into a nexus of scientific ambition and potential peril. The genetic angle of Dalton's work ties seamlessly into Britt's plight, amplifying the stakes for everyone involved. After discovering she carried the Huntington's gene through a harrowing series of tests, including brain scans that revealed early plaque-built Britt's world tilted on its axis, her father's legacy loomed large. Faison's erratic behavior, once attributed solely to his villainous nature, was retroactively linked to the disease's neurological ravages, painting a grim picture of what awaited her. Symptoms like shaky hands during routine procedures and fleeting memory lapses during high-pressure shifts at the hospital only intensified her anxiety, prompting her to seek unconventional solutions. Jason's role as her confidant grew even more pivotal. He not only listened but actively assisted, smuggling in restricted medical journals and connecting her with off-the-grid experts via encrypted channels. The paperwork from Dalton, arriving in a sealed envelope marked with cryptic symbols, appeared to outline a phase treatment protocol. But Britt's frustrated expression, slamming the documents down and pacing her apartment, indicated flaws, perhaps in the efficacy rates or side effects like immune system suppression. If this research indeed targets Huntington's, it could revolutionize medicine, offering hope to countless sufferers. Yet the WSB's murky involvement suggests ulterior motives, such as harnessing the technology for mind control serums or biological warfare, blending personal salvation with global threats. Shifting gears to the escalating pursuit, the big question now is whether the WSB or Jason will track down Britt first, unraveling the truth about her survival. Jason's suspicions ignited when he glimpsed a woman resembling Britt boarding a private jet at a secluded airstrip, her silhouette and hurried gait triggering memories of their shared escapades. As someone who's cheated death multiple times, first in a presumed fatal accident years ago and later in a dramatic collapse that left him in a coma for months, Jason is uniquely equipped to spot the signs of a staged exit. His determination has him combing through flight manifests and tapping old contacts in the underworld, even enlisting tech-savvy allies like Spinelli to hack into surveillance feeds from airports worldwide. A pivotal conversation with Britt's mother, Liesl Obrecht, added fuel to the fire. Liesl's evasive responses and prolonged absences from Port Charles hint at insider knowledge, perhaps coordinating secret communications via coded messages hidden in care packages. Liesel, with her own history of dramatic resurrections and mad scientist tendencies, might be Britt's silent guardian, facilitating her daughter's underground life while maintaining a facade of grief. On the flip side, the WSB's elite status positions them as formidable contenders in this chase, though their track record has shown cracks. Despite boasting vast resources like satellite imagery and international agent networks, they fumbled when the courier's tracking device mysteriously malfunctioned en route, leaving them scrambling to reconstruct Walton's movements through fragmented clues. Jack Brennan, the sharp-witted WSB operative with a knack for untangling conspiracies, could tip the scales. His personal vendetta against rogue scientists, stemming from a past mission gone awry involving a similar genetic plot, drives him to deploy drones and informants in Port Charles. Yet, Jason's street-smart intuition honed from years evading assassins and navigating mob wars might give him the edge, allowing him to move stealthily where bureaucracy slows the WSB. Inventive scenarios imagine a tense showdown at a remote safe house, where Jason arrives just as WSB agents breach the doors, forcing Britt to choose between revelation and deeper hiding. Next, we will learn about the standout performances that have captivated fans this month, earning accolades and heartfelt praise for the talented cast. Caitlin McMullen has once again proven her dramatic prowess on ABC General Hospital, clinching the Soap Hub Performer of the Month title for the second time following the explosive fallout from Willow Andrews' ill-fated wedding ceremony. Her portrayal of Willow Corinthos, a character thrust into a whirlwind of betrayal and familial chaos, resonated deeply with audiences, showcasing a depth of emotion that elevated the storyline to new heights. In the tense episodes that followed the wedding disaster, where secrets unraveled like a poorly tied knot, McMullen navigated Willow's journey from hopeful bride to shattered woman with such authenticity that viewers felt every pang of her heartache. Inventive touches in her performance included subtle physical cues, like the way Willow's hands trembled as she clutched her bouquet, symbolizing the crumbling foundation of her marriage. This recognition from Soap Hub highlights not just her acting chops, but also the intricate scripting that allowed her to explore themes of trust and resilience, making her a fan favorite who consistently delivers scenes that linger long after the credits roll. The triumphant return of Kathleen Gotti as the cunning yet endearing doctor, Liesel Obrecht, has been nothing short of spectacular, seamlessly slipping back into the role after an 18-month hiatus from the bustling streets of Port Charles. It's as if Gotti never stepped away, infusing Obrecht with a refreshed energy that feels more layered and compelling than ever before. This iteration of Liesel showcases a softer side, evident in her budding relationship with her former faux grandson Rocco Falconeri, where she shares whimsical stories from her adventurous past during cozy afternoons at the Quartermain mansion, complete with homemade strudel and life lessons wrapped in her signature sarcasm. Gotti masterfully balances this warmth with poignant moments, such as her soul-bearing conversation with Jason Morgan about the lingering grief over her lost daughter Britt, set against the backdrop of a quiet park bench under the evening sky, where tears and revelations flow freely. Adding to her charm, Obrecht serves as the much-needed comic relief amid the wreckage of the Drillo wedding, delivering snappy one-liners and exaggerated eye rolls that lighten the heavy atmosphere. Like when she quips about doomed romances while sipping champagne at the reception. While Obrecht has long been the villainous audiences adore despising with her history of madcap schemes and dramatic flair, Gotti's current portrayal shifts the dynamic, turning her into a character we simply can't get enough of, blending menace with unexpected vulnerability in a way that keeps fans hooked. Young actor Finn Carr delivered a tour de force this month, capturing the raw turmoil of Rocco Falconeri as he uncovered the shocking truths surrounding his unconventional birth story. In scenes that tugged at heartstrings, Carr embodied the confusion and betrayal of a teenager who had been kept in the shadows for far too long, his wide-eyed innocence giving way to stormy outbursts that felt achingly real. Opposite the poised Alexa Havens as Lula Spencer and the steadfast Dominic Zamprogna as Dante Falconeri, Carr navigated the emotional minefield with poise, portraying Rocco's dawning realization during a tense family gathering in their modest apartment, where old photo albums and hushed confessions painted a picture of surrogacy and hidden motives. The pivotal moment where Rocco questions whether his existence hinged on the selfless act of surrogate Britt Westburn imaging alternate realities in a heartfelt monologue. Delivered while staring out a rain-streaked window showcased Carr's ability to convey profound vulnerability. This performance not only highlighted the complexities of blended families in Port Charles, but also invented new layers to Rocco's character, such as his budding interest in journaling to process his feelings, adding depth to his adolescent angst and making his arc a standout in the show's tapestry of intergenerational drama. Cynthia Watros brought fiery intensity to the forefront this month, reminding everyone of Nina Reeves' capacity for unbridled fury in the wake of her explosive confrontation with Drew Kane. As Nina unleashed a torrent of accusations, blaming him for upending her daughter Willow's life through deceitful actions, Watros transformed into a force of nature, her voice booming through the opulent Quartermain living room like thunder. This wasn't merely a display of rage. Watros infused the scene with the profound anguish of a mother witnessing her child's pain, her eyes welling with tears as she recounted the ripple effects of Drew's betrayal, including shattered family dinners and Willow's withdrawn demeanor. The emotional weight was palpable, especially as Nina grappled with her own culpability, having inadvertently set the stage for the affair through her tangled web of secrets, leading to inventive moments like her clutching a family heirloom necklace, a symbol of lost connections, while delivering cutting lines. Watros's portrayal captured the multifaceted toll of guilt and protectiveness, turning what could have been a one-note tirade into a symphony of maternal ferocity, complete with pacing footsteps and clenched fists that echoed the character's inner turmoil and reinforced her status as one of the show's most dynamic performers. If Caitlin McMullen's June performance left an indelible mark, her work this month in the aftermath of Drew's infidelity has elevated her artistry to breathtaking levels, solidifying her as a powerhouse capable of shattering viewers' emotions. Portraying Willow's descent into grief and isolation, McMullen unpacked a spectrum of feelings across just a handful of episodes, starting with seething anger toward Drew during a heated hotel suite showdown, where she hurled accusations amid scattered wedding petals on the floor. This quickly morphed into profound devastation, culminating in heart-wrenching sobs as Willow, still in her elegant yet now tattered wedding gown, faced Michael's cold decree barring her from seeing their children, Amelia and Wiley, in a dimly lit nursery scene filled with baby toys that amplified her sense of loss. McMullen's range shone through in subtle inventions, like the way Willow's voice cracked while pleading over the phone, or her distant gaze reflecting on happier times during a solitary walk in the hospital gardens. In celebrating these remarkable talents, it's evident that ABC General Hospital continues to deliver performances that blend intensity, humor, and heartbreak in equal measure. Which actor's moment stole the show for you this month? Let us know in the comments below.